Mark, I sent you a link a couple days ago to a marketplace. I guess it was a marketplace report that real estate agents are doing all these illegal things. They're breaking the law. That's what the title was, I think. Real estate
Yeah,
agents caught breaking the law, right?
not breaking the law. Yeah. Um, I watched the whole thing. I was in the bathtub and I was chilling. And I said, well, put this on, have the speaker in there, cranked it up and watched it. So my thoughts on it, it's very, very one-sided to what the real estate agents are doing. And then they interviewing sellers. They're trying to sell their homes without an agent, and how many showings you got? None. And and then they go undercover. The marketplace CBC team goes undercover and brings a fake buyer along there to connects with an agent to go see some of the for sale by owner one, because that was in there a lot.
Well, that's basically what they were talking about, was for sale by owner, and that agents wouldn't show houses or lied, made excuses why they couldn't see the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that for sale by owners, because they're not getting a commission, agents won't bring them, and they're lying and cheating and stealing and not showing the houses. That was
Yeah.
the basic premise, right?
It was. And here's the thing. It's not, I'm defending the good agents. And I know there's bad agents out there that wouldn't show that, but there's a catch to that though. Me and you have both have had bad experiences bringing people to these for sale by owners. And I'm going to walk you through this one. This is some time ago. My clients were, Jesus Christ, they were in their 80s. Okay. Their daughter lived in the community right around the corner from them. So it was important to stay in that area. She lost her job. So they're going to say, okay, let's buy a bungalow. Let's move her in downstairs. And the two young girls at the time, she can sell her house and free up some money. That's what we want to do. And this property had an apartment on it. So we go, we walk in, we show it and all that stuff. We go through that. And I think he was offering to pay 1.5%. Long story short, we got everything done. Got my clients, again, there was no sign, so we're going back and forth and all that. So I hand delivered him saying, okay, we're going to accept your price. We're fine with that. Here it is, sign it and execute it. And he's laughing at me with the biggest fucking smile on his face and going, I accept your client's price. I'm now taking your commission down to 1%. And I sat there and I went, oh, but you missed one thing though, because they don't know anything.
Yeah.
My clients have to agree to this. You accept that price, you scratch off that. That doesn't mean you have an accepted offer. They have to endorse that. So you have nothing. And then I left. That he had the balls to go to Sutton Group and trying to ask a duty agent for help because he was all panicking. Oh my God, what did I just do? I need some help. No. You decided to sell your house by yourself. You're not coming over to our neighborhood in a sense, and we're going to give you free advice for that. Here's what my clients and I totally was fine. They're in their 80s, Dan. This is the right house for them in the area. I don't care if you paid zero commission. After I told that story to my buyers, Mark, we're not going back there. We're not playing this game. You need to be compensated for something for this. And if he's negotiating like that, we're not interested in doing business with people like that. Walked away. So this is very
Well, I've had
marketplace though. They didn't give they didn't run a scenario like that ever happening. They just put
well,
the
no.
out that everything was.
Well, yeah, and we'll post some of the video. We'll go to it, but I bought quite a few for sale by owners. And I don't care about the commission either. My client wants to go, or if it fits the bill, I take them.
100%.
And I've had lots of different problems. Part of the problem is that the seller doesn't know what they're doing. So I have to do all the contracts. I have to do all the paperwork. And now I'm liable for both ends. I'm liable for the seller now because I just did all the paperwork for them. And they can't do it themselves. So I got to do it if my client wants the flipping house. And I've had multiple times where they agree to a price and I go to get it signed by the seller.
Yeah.
Oh, I signed it. I sold it to somebody else this morning, even though we were in sign back.
Oh.
Like,
yeah.
you can't do that. Like,
Yeah.
when you have a live offer, you can't do that. But they don't know. They don't care.
They don't know. They don't
No.
know. But that wasn't on the CBC Marketplace update. That we didn't talk about those stories. It was all negative. And what the other thing is that since they're doing it by themselves, from my experience, all these properties are overpriced.
Yes.
And a lot of them are. And when I show over the years, okay, I'd like to see this, and then there's a for sale by owner or Comfrey back then. And I tell them, I'll say, you know what? Here's my experience dealing with the seller directly without having representation on their part. It never goes good. And I tell them the story, what happens. And then I show them comparables. Look, he's at 800 and the neighborhood's telling me it's 700. I'm going to have a hell of a time negotiating, telling him that he's overpriced. Let's forget it, Mark. We're not going that. If you say it's overpriced, we're going to take your word for it. Throw that one under the pile.
Well, the other thing that they don't understand is when you put a for sale by owner, what people don't understand is that us agents and even the general public understand you're not paying commission anymore.
Correct.
So your price should be 50 grand lower right off the top,
I
or 40
agree.
grand.
I agree.
But you're putting it at full market value or normally more.
More. 99% chance it's more.
Right.
Experience.
And you're not paying commission. So
No.
you think a buyer is going to give you close to what you're asking?
No.
But that's why you don't get the showings though, because buyers know, oh, well, they're not even paying and they're priced at this high.
But then there's agents that go, I'm not showing it. There's no commission. Let's be honest.
Oh, there's lots.
It's happening. It is what it is. We are 100% commission business, right? We have lots of expenses in our business, insurances, marketing, cars, you name it. It's expensive.
Our license, our fees to the brokerage every month.
Absolutely.
Cut to the brokerage from the deal. Like, right. People don't realize how much it costs to be a real estate agent. It's fucking expensive. And it is. Yeah. Even our own license fees and our insurance, not to mention our board fees. Yep. Like, we just both paid over $2,000.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable.
Like, people don't understand how expensive it is to be an agent.
No.
And there's also insurance and liability that we pay for, which protects our clients with errors and omissions, right?
Here's
so
go ahead.
There's a lot of things that are involved.
Yep.
That people don't understand. And another thing is, if we do a for sale by owner, we get a double deal fee. Mm-hmm. When I was doing them, there isn't as many out there anymore, but when I was doing them all the time,
yeah.
The brokerage takes 2 deal fees off me because they got to represent both parties.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
So I'm getting charged more money.
Yeah.
And I'm getting less commission.
Yep.
And, I understand people think real estate agents make tons of money, but not, 90% of them don't. They've always said it. 10% do 100% of the deals. Pretty
much. So here's my advice to people that are trying to sell their home today, or maybe getting it ready for the spring market and they want to do it by themselves. That's fine. I mean, that's their right to do that. But if you want to be successful at this and you want to attract agents to it, offer them a commission, offer them 2.5. I'm telling you right now, you're going to get showings, you're going to get tractions on the listings. You really are. And then they're going to do the paperwork for you and they can present the offer. They can't give advice on it because then it becomes implied representation. It's implied that they're representing both parties now. Can't do that for the seller, right? I'd read them the offer, go through it and explain, 5-day home inspection, understand, absolute discretion, blah, blah, blah. They can walk out any time, deposits protected, fine, whatever. Some clause doing that, but I wouldn't be scratching things off for them. I'd say, thanks very much. Have a great day. Probably get some advice from your lawyer on this.
Well, and if they get a lawyer to do these things, they're charging $500 an hour. So go pay him then.
100%. And so I wouldn't do that. So maybe let's go through some of these.
I'm going to try to share the screen here.
Yeah, because it's so one-sided. It really is just unbelievable.
Tell me how it works.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. I don't see sound.
Can you hear it?
Turned up.
Markets, real estate agents were calling, but not to say someone wants to see your home. No, I wouldn't offer to bring a client here.
Can you trust your real estate agent to lock the deal, or will you get locked
Can you go louder?
I'm trying.
into this your marketplace?
It's so one-sided. It's terrible. It's just, you know, it's a slap in the face to realtors at the end of the day. It's so not done right. There's
Oh,
two
it's
sides.
terrible.
I can't hear it, Diane.
Well, there's words down here.
Yeah.
Feedback,
But we're not actually looking to buy.
the highway close by, the hospital close by.
We're undercover, hidden cameras rolling to see if they're really
So
or bending.
this is the undercover from CBC
Yeah.
Marketplace, right?
Don't know is we also have someone on the inside, the owners.
Yeah, she's the for sale by owner person.
These are all for sale by owners.
Were they? I don't think they were.
Yeah.
While we pose as buyers looking for
Or low commission ones, but the whole story behind it, you know what, is you and I both know, there's two sides to this story, Diane. There's, you know, yes, it's called steering as they take them away from that for sale by owner and we put them over there. And yes, that's going on. But we have a duty and obligation to our clients too, to say, hey, they're overpriced. And that's very common with these. We just covered that off, right? So they're difficult to deal with, they're difficult to get done. And I really think in this market, they don't work. They don't
Well,
work.
and you know, they ask the real estate agents. So if you see it for sale by owner and it's reduced commission or no commission, will you show it? Some of them actually said, yes, I do. I'll show it to you either way. And they don't know it's the CBC they're talking to.
They have no idea.
They
Which
have
I
no
don't,
idea. And they said, yeah, I have no issue showing it.
yeah,
Well, do all agents show it? And the agent is honest and says, no, I know some that won't.
that's right. That's right. That's
Well,
right.
we all know that.
We all know that, but a lot of agents too, Dan, have also had, like yourself and me, have had a lot of problems dealing with the seller directly. We hate the experience. It never goes well. And I'm sorry, as fiduciary duties, I need to tell that to my buyer clients, go, hey, we can look at it, but I'm going to tell you that if it's not if it's in a bad area, if it's needs too much work, if price, I'm going to share that. And that's under our governing body to do these things and offer fiduciary duties, to tell them and let them make the decision. And I'm going to tell you, most of them go, forget it. If you're saying this is $100,000 overpriced, why are we going?
Well, it's not even the price
disagree.
sometimes. Like some of them,
Well,
for me,
something different.
it wasn't the price. It was the fact that they didn't understand the process.
Yeah.
We had one that was an SPP.
Right.
I bought in the south end of Barrie.
Explain that to the viewers because they're not going to know that.
So an SPP is a condition based on the seller or the buyer selling their personal property. So they had to sell a house in order to buy this house.
Yeah.
And so I had to go with this offer, with a conditional offer based on somebody selling their home, plus finance, plus inspection, have to go and explain this whole thing to her. It was a lady. So now I'm explaining everything and and she signs it.
Yeah.
She says, okay, I'll give them 30 days to sell their home, blah, 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 blah. We get to day like 28, 29, and they haven't sold their home.
Okay.
And I call her and I say, okay, well, we have two options. We can either let the deal die now because they didn't sell the home, or we can extend the conditions for another 30 days and let them keep trying to sell.
Sure.
Oh, I already sold it.
So they were so they already sold the home and they didn't honor your contract.
Yeah.
So they could be sued for that.
Well, yeah. Well, my client was only 1 day away from the 30 days. So for them, they're not suing them because their house didn't sell.
No, but let's just say it did. Let's run the different scenario.
Oh yeah.
The house did sell. Right? So there's a big representation issue and a liability issue for the seller if they would have done that. They didn't. They had no right to, they had to put you on notice and say, hey, by the way, hey, you have 40 hours to firm up this agreement or we're taking offer B here right now.
But Mark, do you think they understand? This is the whole thing. I explained everything to her, but she's not a real estate agent. We went to, like, I don't know about you, but it took me almost 2 years to get licensed.
No, it takes
Like,
longer.
you have to take property law and like, there is a whole bunch of courses you have to take, so
Yeah.
you know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And these people don't know, and plus, you and I have years of experience, so there's even add that onto it.
Yeah.
So she actually sold the flipping house
Yeah.
before the condition even ran out.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like,
Now, if we would have had an offer, we would have had to sue. Yeah.
right. So there's my point. There's liability would have been on the seller and your buyer would have won.
Yeah.
They would have been compensated. So everybody thinks, in the CBC interview or whatever you want to call it, oh, and you saved thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. You're on the hook for all the liability. Right. And
Yep.
let's be honest, a lot of them don't sell. Some do, a lot don't. So
Well, the other thing that they're missing on the CBC marketplace is that they're saying that the only reason that an agent isn't showing is because of the commission.
that's right. That's right.
And that's not the only reason.
It's not the only reason. It's
For
not.
some it is, some of
Yeah.
them. I
Yeah.
know some in Barrie that if it's 2%, they don't show it.
Oh, I know. I know.
If it's not 2.5, so I always tell my seller, you have to put 2.25. Well, 2.5 is the best, because even some at 2.25, and there's friends of ours from Century 21, me and you still talk to regular. He won't go if it's not 2.5.
Yeah, no, I know.
He ain't going.
No. Anything, so
I sold one. I don't know if you remember the one on Patterson last year that I bought with an investor.
no.
You know what I got paid?
What?
1%.
1%. Yeah.
I'm
I know.
not going to not send it because
That's right. No. You got to do the right thing for your client.
you got to do the right thing for your client. Like,
Right.
it is what it is.
It is what it is. And it's going to come back to you. You're going to get the sale. He's going to recommend you. So there's some good things about doing that. Right. And you have a relationship with the guy or gal, and it's not going to be broken or tarnished.
That's right. And the way I look at it, like, if something is perfect for somebody, or, we sometimes can, and it yourself, can be with a buyer for 6 months, a year, sometimes 2 years.
Yep.
If I'm looking for somebody and they need something specific, do you think I'm going to let that commission stop me?
Oh, no, you can't. No, you can't.
You can't.
What would you recommend to someone that's thinking of putting their home on the market today for sale by owner for this spring?
Well, my recommendation always is you don't do it. I mean, Mark, you're a real estate agent and I'm a real estate agent. We sell our own houses on the open market. We don't try to sell it ourselves, and we can. I pay 2.5 every time.
For sure. The odds of us bringing a buyer is pretty slim today. And now with the new trestle laws, some brokerages like ours, we can't double end. So it's not advantageous to even think of doing that today.
And you need to get on realtor.ca, but you need everything to be done properly. Like, your pictures need to be done properly.
Yeah.
And like I pay buying agents
So do I.
for my own personal properties the same as anybody else.
100%.
Because you want it on realtor.ca, and you're also, when you do for sale by owner, normally you're going to get less money because they know you're not paying the commission.
You are. It is. That commission's built into the price at the end of the day.
Correct.
These people that have sold their house through, a brokerage for what, it's 800 grand, they paid 35,000 commissions. Boom. It's built in. They got representation. So in same house without representation, they're not going to give that. So I don't think it's a win, but let's go back to what you said. You know what? Pictures are important, right? Staging advice would be really important for that person that's thinking to list their house this spring without an agent.
And being on realtor.ca.
A lot of them can though. They can get on there though.
They get on there. Okay, Mark, how many for sale by owners, and I've been in probably 100. How many of them did you get to go in by yourself with your buyer without the owner following you around?
None. That's another mistake.
Zero.
So let's talk about. So why is that important?
because you need to give people the space to be able to walk through the house, open a closet, look at storage, and be comfortable in that space.
Yeah.
When you're following them around everywhere they go, they're not comfortable.
No,
Right
they're not.
away, they're
Upset.
tense, they're not comfortable, they don't look at what they want to look at, and
No.
they just want to get the hell out.
Yeah, they do. I'm uncomfortable in those situations,
So am I. I
right?
can't talk to my client. We can't say anything negative because they're sitting there.
That's right. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I have never been in one, and I've probably shown 100 at least, that they
Yeah.
don't follow us the whole time.
No, I know. That happens a lot too. So if you're
But
doing it,
if they had a realtor, what would the realtor have told them?
leave. Make sure things are set up. I always tell them, leave the lights on. Get it. It's just hard looking for light switches. It just shows better when everything's lit up when you walk in the front door.
Leave the lights on, leave the house,
Yeah.
right? Like, we direct them on what you need to do.
Yeah.
And you can tell when it's a for sale by owner that they're not doing what the industry expects,
100%.
which hurts them again. So,
That's hurt.
I mean, you can try to sell it yourself, but I mean, I don't even try to sell my own myself. So I don't know. Like, to me, it's not worth it.
I'm not a big fan either, but it's the world that we're in today, and that's something that a seller can choose today. So, you know, we do have to work with those things, whether we agree or disagree with them. But, you know, this episode, you know what, we're kind of highlighting those people doing it, and we're offering some decent advice what to do if you're going to do this.
Yeah.
But we're also offering advice what the agents who are showing those houses have done over the years of negotiations are tough, right? You're dealing with people that don't understand the offers. It's the price point. So there's lots of negatives and there's some pros to it as well. But to me, I think there's more negatives selling your home today by yourself than it is
I
positive.
think so. And I think when you watch these kind of reports like CBC
It's terrible.
Marketplace,
It's terrible.
well, you have to see that there's two sides to every story, and they don't show the other side at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, real estate agents are breaking the law. Well,
Yeah.
there's no law against not showing a house.
No, there's not. And again, if they, it would have been better to show someone maybe lying.
Oh, some of them lied for sure. Like, she
Right.
said, oh, I called and I tried to make an appointment and we couldn't get
Yeah.
in. Well,
I
the
know.
seller said she never called at all.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
they
No.
like totally lied, right?
Right.
So, and they were saying how agents skew people to different things and
Steer.
different.
Yes.
steer.
Steering them. Well, that's going to happen. I'm sorry, but that's going to happen, whether it's right or wrong. It's going to happen.
But you know what, Mark? Do you not steer your client if there's two townhouses and one's in a good area and one's in a bad?
100%. 100%. That's steering. That's a good example of steering right there. Or
It
the
is a
house
good example because
500,000 here, and then the for sale by owner 600,000 there. It's overpriced. Why are we going?
so are you not going to steer them in the direction of their best interest?
100%.
That's what we're here for, though.
Yeah, so we get paid to do.
We
I
get
know.
paid to know the area and to know if it's overpriced.
100%.
And that's why you use an agent, right? So
100%.
we're steering them every day
Yeah.
because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to help you,
Yep.
choose a good area and the best price. Like, that's part of what we're here for.
100% it is. 100% it is. No, I'm in your camp. It's 100%. So
That's not steering to me. That's freaking doing my
Not.
job.
you're doing your job. You're looking after the best interest of your clients. And we have experience dealing with that clientele base that try to sell their home. It's not a successful, joyful experience. So we do communicate where the breakdown is going to happen. And I did that with my clients, the older clients. Hey, this isn't going to be an easy battle, but we're going to try our best to get this done for you folks, because it checked all the boxes off. Well, it didn't work. It didn't
I've
work.
bought them. I've actually gone through and finished the whole transaction and
Wow.
yeah, it's like I've done quite a bit of them, and that actually worked. But the
Yeah.
problem is I'm still, at the end of the day, I'm representing both parties.
Well, see, you're doing the paperwork, but I don't think you're representing the seller. Here's the paper. You can present
They
your
have
offer.
to sign, they had to sign a customer service agreement then.
I don't get them to sign nothing. You don't need to.
No, I had to. The brokerage made me.
Wow. I would said, no, I'm not giving them any customer service. 'Cause
If
I'm not-
if I'm presenting the offer, giving them the offer, and I'm there when they sign it,
You don't have to be there though. You
well, I
don't
have to explain it because they don't know what the hell
No.
it is.
But that's their problem though. You don't have to do that.
Yeah, I got, well,
Sure.
now, Mark, with the new Tressa rules starting in November, we can't do that.
Well, you can. I would just say, here's the offer. Great. Go to your
Go
lawyer.
to your lawyer.
I wouldn't be getting involved in that mess.
Well, you
No.
can't now because you would technically be double ending then.
Well, you're getting paid for bringing a buyer. You're not getting paid to represent the seller.
No,
So,
I talked to Bill about the Tressa rules and
right,
I said, and I asked about a self-represented party.
right.
Somebody selling who says they're a self-represented party,
Mhm.
we'd get 2 deal fees.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not going anywhere. It's such a small part of our market. So, any other
Well, look
advice?
at Comfree and all those for sale by owner companies. They're all gone.
They're all gone. They didn't make it. They didn't make it. You
Because it
can't.
doesn't work. They got sued up the wazoo. There were so many court cases, they went bankrupt.
Yeah. No. So there's a liability. And some owners put just a for sale by owner sign, yard sign out there. But I think we talked this to death.
Yeah.
We have nothing else to say
Well,
about
I
it.
hope we help people out a bit.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's their choice. They want to do it themselves. Hey, more power to you. Just do it the right way. Make sure your home's ready for sale. Make sure that you're priced properly.
Offer
Right.
a commission.
Offer commission. I'm gonna say offer full commission, offer 2.5. You're gonna get some people there. I'm telling you right now. Do that. You're gonna save on listing fees. So
Yeah, you're still saving.
Yeah.
So
you're still saving some money. Have a lawyer, let your lawyer that they're going to use that, hey, you know what, to review an offer with, what's the cost? So find all these stuff up. They're gonna have to pay for photos. They're gonna probably should get some consultation on staging. So there's that could be up to $1,000
mhm.
in costs, right? Photos, 300 or 400. You do a video, could be 500, 600. So there's 2K maybe. And then if the stager goes, okay, well, you need to paint that, you need to paint that, you need to do this, you need to take this out in storage. So before you know it, that's a pretty hefty bill to do it by yourself at the end of the day.
Well, it is. And what if it doesn't even sell?
I know. And pricing is the key. I don't care. Pricing is the key. If it's priced properly, it's going to sell. You offer commission, it's going to sell.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Okay.
See you. Have a good weekend.
You too.